Dear all, hope you like my Bible sharing on my YouTube channel. So today I would like to share with you about the Bible verses on the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 24 to 25. Just two verses and very simple. The meaning is very direct, so that I can explain to you more about the true meaning and also the lesson that I have learned, I have experienced, and also I remember to also teach you the Cantonese. Sometimes after I share my reflection on the Bible verses, I forgot to teach you the Cantonese. So this time I will remember to do it because the verses are so short. Okay, so why I choose the verses today, because it is the verses about marriage. The marriage actually is only you can take it as a simile to talk about the relationship between the husband and wife, and also the relationship between Christ and the church. That means the believers. So it is in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 24 and 25. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. So these two verses are quite controversial, quite argumentative. Sometimes the wives, the lady will think that the church or the Bible teaching is more speaks more for the husband, because the Bible teaches us that the wives should submit to the husband, because in our minds submit is not good, because that means that we submit in Cantonese it is 順服委身that means you have to give up all your thought, or you have to listen to the orders of something, and you have to follow others' decision. So it seems that wife had to should have their own thought, or own freedom of speech, or their own thinking, or their own will, or their own way of doing things. So whatever the husband asks you to do, just do it. So that means the lady has to be very submissive. And here it doesn't say that the husband has to be submissive. So it seems unfair to the ladies, to the wife. But the submission is based on the submission of the believers to Christ, because they say that just like the church submits to Christ, the wife submit to Jesus. So that means, before asking about why the wife should submit to the husband, maybe we ask why the church, the believers, should submit to the Christ. We have no doubt, if you really believe in God, in Jesus Christ, if you are really a church member, you won't question why should I submit to Christ, because if you question, you won't become a believer, you won't come to church, you won't believe in Christ. So we don't have doubt on our submission to Christ. Why can we submit to Christ, especially nowadays we can't see Christ, or sometimes even we will have suffering and difficulty, and then we haven't seen the Christ set us free from those difficulty, suffering, or pains, or any loss like that. Why should we submit to Christ? And then in everything, what we submit to Christ, we also submit to the husbands in everything. Why everything? That means how will you submit to Christ? Why? Because we believe that Christ will be treating us well. Christ give himself for ourselves. So whatever Jesus Christ said, or order, or ask us to do, or teaches us to, we just do it. That's it. Because we believe that Christ loved us so much. Christ treat us so well. God even Jesus Christ even give up his life, his blood for us, and then we know that he is not selfish. He is not self-centered. he is not he won't bully the believers. That is his wives. Okay, he won't bully. Christ won't bully his wife, his church members, his whole church. So that's why we believe Christ. We trust Christ. So we submit to Christ. We find it so natural, so reasonable, so undebatable. And then if we believe in Christ, then we will experience that kind of submission is fatal to us, is necessary, is a must for us to have a life in Christ, for us to have a righteous life in Christ, so that we will also behave well, we behave in the way that Jesus and God want us to behave, or we can enjoy the life in the way that Jesus wants us to enjoy. So that is the basis of our submission to Christ. That is the basis why we should submit to Christ. But then, how can we submit to our husband just like we submit to the Christ? Why? Because we also believe in our husband. We also trust our husband. We also believe that our husband won't bully us, won't ill treat us, won't give us up, or they won't betray us. But actually, in daily life, actually we have experienced too many bad cases that really the husband had betrayed the wife, had ill-treated the wife, had give them wives up. So in that kind of actual reality, how can we still believe in our husbands, just like we believe in Christ? Actually, when you love someone, you marry him, sure, at that moment, you trust him, you believe him. Otherwise, you won't marry him. So that means when you decide to marry someone, you decide to submit to him, just like you decide to believe in Christ, you decide to submit to Christ, because you fully understand him, you fully believe in him, you fully trust him that he will be good to you. So that's why, sure, you also decided to give 100% submission to your husband and to the Christ. Without this kind of trust and belief and understanding and good relationship and mutual trust, we won't go into the marriage. So that is the foundation. So it's also natural that you don't argue why I should submit to my husband. Why should I listen to my husband? Why should I follow my husband? And then very often, in many cases, it's natural for a lady to listen, to follow, and then to trust her husband. Because if a lady doesn't trust the man, she won't have a close relationship with that man. Even those even those ladies who may have extramarital relationship with some men before marriage, if she doesn't trust him or love him or believe in him, she won't give her body to him. Yeah, even like this, unless you only do it for money or for any other benefit or any other reason. So there's no argument. That's natural, because Christ also gave himself up for the church. So husband also give himself up for the wives. So here we should ask why Christ gave himself up for the church, for the believer. There is also no argue, because you know from the Bible, you know from the from what happened to Christ, that Christ has died for everyone who trusts in him, believe in him. So when someone will die for you, give himself up, suffer for you before the death, suffer on the cross, bleeding, and then suffer the insult, the contempt, even the separation from the one he loves so much, that is his godfather. But he still give himself up for his believers. Still give himself up for the person he loved, just like the husband give himself up for the wives. So any man, if he doesn't love that woman really, or he hasn't decided to take care of the life of this lady, he also won't go into marriage, especially for a man, because he knows that he has uh, there is a great duty for a man in the family, in the marriage. After he married, the responsibility, the burden, the duties that he has to pay for the family. So it's also not easy for a man to enter marriage, especially those men who really who are really afraid of burdening the duty of a family, the duty for a wife or children. So so if the man voluntarily, not forced to do so, voluntarily and really want to commit and marry, want to marry a lady, so of course at that time, just like the lady, at that time of marriage, he has decided to marry this woman because he wants to take care of her, because he wants to build a family with her, and then he would like to take care of the whole family, bear all the duties. Okay, so actually he decided to give himself up. Why he decided to give himself up? At least he decided maybe before marriage he has a lot of girlfriends, or he would like to go to a bar, go to have many sports or have many social activities. He would like to talk to any lady, maybe flirt any lady. But when he decided to get married, and then when he decided to have a real relationship, a true relationship with only one lady after the marriage, that's why he want to get married, right? If he decided after marriage, I will still go out flirting and then get any lady, then that is not really then maybe it is not really voluntary, or not really he really hasn't got any commitment in that marriage. Maybe he was forced to do so, or maybe he just want to please the lady, or he just think that, oh, it's okay, after marriage I can still go out, I can still flirt anywhere, I can still have relationship with any lady. Then that is not the marriage that we are thinking of. Marriage, if we really take serious of the marriage contract, that means both sides have decided after marriage they only have their wife or their husband, and then they will build their family between this couple, and then they really decided they will be faithful to that marriage, so that they get married, because it's not easy, not really easy to get married, right? So you won't just take it as a game, okay? If you yourself really want to get into it, right? So there's no doubt that the husband will be ready to give himself up for the wife, for the family, just like Christ has no doubt well prepared to give himself up for the church, because that is his mission, because that is his duty that he has already recognized and ready to take up. So just like the husband ready to take up this duty, right? So if the husband, just like Christ, well prepared and ready, and then is honored to do so, to be the head of the family, to be head of the couple, then there is no doubt that the lady will submit to him, and then without any bitter in it, any bitterness in it, or she is really ready to see, to enjoy how this submission can bring the harmony and good relationship, when the husband also love her, and then gave himself up for her. So it's on this basis, on this understanding, on this mutual contract, on this mutual relationship. Only that different party play different function. Okay, so Christ play his function as dying for the church on the cross. He hasn't asked the church, you die on the cross for me first, so that I will love you, so that I will save you. No, I die for you first. So just like the husband, he is prepared to die for the wife, for the family first. Okay, so that's why when if someone attack the wife, someone attack the family, attack the children, it should always be the man to come out to risk the danger, to protect his family, to protect his wife. But usually it should be like that. I think for most men, if he has really taken up the responsibility that he is the head of the family, that he should protect his family, right? And so the God gave himself, Jesus Christ gave himself up, and then how should we respond? How should the church, the believer respond? How should the wife respond when you marry that kind of man? Of course, total submission. But the problem is that nowadays the reality is that we don't follow Jesus Christ's example. We don't take our husband as Jesus Christ. We also don't play our role as Jesus Christ to the family. So the husband ill treat the wife also can't believe, can't trust the husband. So that is the problem nowadays. So the Bible teaching, the Bible verses itself doesn't put the lady underprivileged. Don't hasn't put the lady in an inferior role. He put both the husband and the wives in an equal way, and also in a mutual responsible way. One submit, one give up. So whether you would like to give yourself up and then the other submit, or you submit and another give up. If for me to choose, I rather give submit, because let him give himself up for me. If really he can do that, I let him give himself up for me. I think it's easier, right? I don't like to risk my life to protect my whole family. I'm not so strong enough. So I will better take the I better take up the role as a submission, trusting him, believing in him, follow him. But of course, if one submit and then the other just ill treat her, just take it for granted of her submission, or the submission has no equality, or the submission doesn't base on the husband's trust and belief in Christ, then also that is not the mutual relationship that a couple should have. Because even the couple didn't believe in Christ, if you also follow the examples, how a husband should give himself up, how a wife should submit, you can also build up a very good relationship. Only that if you don't have the trust in Christ, maybe you don't have the good examples to follow, you don't have the power and strength to take up the duty, or to take up the submission. That's it. That's the problem. So without the trust in Christ, maybe you don't have the belief and commitment to do that. So you just break your relationship up easily. You just do whatever you like. You just say whatever you like. So no wonder. Okay. Without trust in Christ, the relationship can be very weak, very fragile, can be easily broken, because both of the couples have no good example to follow, have no strength to rely on, have no commitment, have no mission to fulfill their different roles as a couple. So that's what I'll share today about these verses. So I would like to teach the Cantonese for some words. So if you want to understand Cantonese, to learn Cantonese in greater detail, you can go to my another channel, the channel of Institute of Chinese and Cantonese. There will be a lot of English speaking videos, really teaching you Cantonese and how to pronounce, how to use the Chinese. Here I just mentioned a few main words, because here this channel is mainly for the Bible teaching and sharing. And church is 教會, Christ is 基督. Last time I already taught you, Christ is 基督, church is 教會. 教會means all those believers. And submit means 順服委身. You follow someone's order, they submit. 委身順服. Or in Cantonese we say 聽話, 跟從. husband is 丈夫，or in Cantonese we say 老公，sometimes we say 老公仔、老婆仔，or husband is 丈夫，wife is 太太，wife we can also call 老婆，OK，and then love is 愛啦，愛or愛錫，so Christ love the church，husband love the wife。愛啦我愛你，OK， 丈夫愛太太，and then give up 咧，if you give up something 咧，就 mean 你放棄啦。But you give yourself up for someone or something，就 mean 你為咗某啲人、某啲嘢，你放棄你自己，就 mean 你為某啲嘢犧牲自己啦，我捨命啦。Because give up 咧 means give up your whole life，so that mean you don't do anything for yourself for your life, even to protect your life you won't do that. If you need to protect your wife's life, you won't protect your life just first. You when you give your life up, you give yourself up. That means 你捨命啦，你或者某人某事，你捨棄自己，捨棄自己生命，捨棄自己喜愛，捨棄自己原則，捨棄自己嘅態度，捨棄自己壞習慣，甚至捨棄一啲自己以為好嘅嘢只要捨棄doesn't mean that you didn't have yourself. Of course, when we talk about the commitment and giving up, it doesn't mean that you have no thought, you have no reasoning power, you just follow everything he or she tell you to do so. But based on your love to Christ, your understanding in Christ, your belief in Christ, you submit or you give yourself up. Just like based on your understanding and belief and trust in Christ, you submit to Christ, you love Christ, you give yourself up for the church. So because of the love from Christ. So here it is. Okay, see you. Bye bye.